Hello, children. Welcome back to the Literature Teacher YouTube channel. Again, we are going to deal with another poem which comes under the theme of conflict. That is Breakfast by Jack River. Breakfast. What do you feel? That is the basic meal we all must have, but most of us tend to skip. And most of us tend to welcome many diseases, right? Uncomfortable conditions when we skip the breakfast. Right? Why do you skip your breakfast, dear children? Because you don't have time to have, right? But in the Western culture, breakfast is the meal where everybody in the family gathers. It's like a family event. They never miss it because they know the value of breakfast. The name also suggests breakfast. පුතේ breakfast කියන words දෙක එකතු වෙලානේ මේ හැදිලා තියෙන්නේ breakfast. Breaking the fast. Fast in the sense, now we are having a kind of fasting period after having our dinner and then sleeping and then getting up early morning with what we have for the stomach is the fasting period is broken there. So that's why we call it breakfast. Okay? It's a family event in the European culture. As it comes under the theme of conflict, Pute, there is a kind of conflict. You know, it's a very good element in the poetry, conflict poetry. Right? Conflicts are different. Right? We have discussed in earlier poems too. Right? Let's see. He poured coffee into his cup. He කෝපි එක වක් කරගත්ත එයාගේ කෝප්පෙට this possessive pronoun his and the personal pronoun he suggests the egocentric nature and the dominant nature, self-centered nature of this man. පුතේ මේ he and his, you can see that it is repeated number of times throughout the poem. It suggests all these things, this selfishness, that dominance of the male character. දැන් මෙයා මේ අතේ කෝපි කෝප්පේ හදන එක පුතේ ඔක්කොම නිකන් it's like a cinematic way, right? ෆිල්ම් එකක් බලනවා වගේ අපිට ඔක්කොම පොයම් එක ඇතුලේ කියනවා. All the actions are reported. Why? Because there is a keen observer here at the breakfast table. While she was observing all these actions of the husband, we can say that these two characters are husband, because even unlike the Western culture, to sit at the breakfast table together, they must be husband and wife. So you can say that, no worries, okay? He put milk in his cup of coffee. He put sugar in his cup of coffee and milk. පුතේ කෝප්පෙට කෝපි වක් කරගත්තා. Then he poured some milk into his cup of coffee. And then he put some sugar in it. And then he stirred it. He drank the coffee and milk. And he put down the cup without speaking to me. මට වචනයක්වත් කතා කරේ නෑ. He never expected any support to prepare the tea or the milk coffee from the wife. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ගෙදර තාත්තලා නේද අම්මා නැති වුණොත් විතරනේ තේ කෝප්පේ හදන්නේ. එහෙම නැති තැන් යති, but that is the general notion. එතකොට දැන් wife breakfast table එක ළඟ ඉඳලා ඇයි husband තනියෙන් තේ එක හදාගන්නේ? We feel that there is a kind of conflict between these two. Isn't that so, my dear children? Of course, yes. There is a conflict. We don't know the cause, but only we know that there is a conflict ongoing. So that's why this male character alone prepares the cup of milk coffee. And he never thinks to prepare one for the wife too. Wife ට තේ කෝපි එකක් හදලා දෙන්න හිතන්නේ නැහැ. එයා තනියම එක වචනයක්වත් කතා නොකර කෝපි එක හදලා බිව්වත් එක්ක. You can see the stanza consists of very short and clipped sentences which suggest a kind of conflict, kind of confusion. Right, let's move on to the second one. He lit a cigarette. Is it a habit at the breakfast table, dear children? No, never. Smoking is a not good habit, not a good habit. And doing it at the breakfast table is so unusual and accepted, right? He lit a cigarette. He made rings with the smoke. Cigarette එකක් පත්තු කරා විතරක් නෙවෙයි පුතේ. අර එකෙන් දුම් වලලු පිට කර කර සෑහෙන වෙලාවක් අරගෙන ස්මෝක් කරා. He put the ashes in the ashtray. ඔගොල්ලෝ දන්නවා අර සිගරට් එක පිච්චිලා අළු වෙනකොට එන ashes දාන්න ashtray එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒක කරනකොට ඉස්සෙල්ලා තේ එක හදනකොට නම් without speaking to me විතරයි කියන කිව්වේ. ඒ කියන්නේ there were looks on her. පොඩ්ඩක් පොඩි බැල්මක් තිබුණා wife දිහා. හැබැයි when he finishes the cigarette අර ඉස්සෙල්ලා තිබිච්ච bond එකත් relationship එකත් association එකත් පුතේ lost වෙලා. Without speaking to me, without looking at me. Without, that is anaphora. Repeating the first word of the line. පුතේ ඒ ඉස්සෙල්ලා තිබිච්ච looks on her කියන එකත් දෙවෙනි වතාවේ නෑ. අහක බලාගෙන එක වචනයක්වත් කතා නොකර මේ මිනිස්සයා ස්මෝක් කරා. Sometimes that smoking would be the most awful action of the husband by the wife. අර wife ට ආසම නැති action එකක් වෙන්නේ නැති මේ husband කරන්නේ. Maybe just to hurt the wife. දෙයනේ දරුවනේ breakfast එක උදේ පාන්දර තේ එකක් බීපු ගමන් සිගරට් එකක් බීම. Knowing totally unhealthy even at the very morning. So it's somewhat unusual. He's doing this maybe just to hurt the wife. Right? He got up. නැගිට්ටා. He put his hat on his head. දාගත්තා hat එක. He put on his raincoat. Raincoat එක දැම්මා. Because it was raining. ඇයි එළිය හොදටම වහිනවා. And he went out in the rain. Pute, you can see that graphically the third stanza have been separated into two parts. But it's not the actual separation like the first and second stanzas. Ar hariyatama third and fourth stanzas කියලා ගන්න බෑ පුතේ. ඔයගලන්ට පේනවා each and every stanza has started with a capital letter unlike in the rain. So this must be united. මේ කැලේ දෙක එකට එකතු වෙන්න ඕන පුතේ. නමුත් මේ graphic formation එකෙනුත් අපිට පෙන්නනවා පොඩි separation එකක්. That shows the temporary separation of this husband and wife. Who knows that this would be end up with a permanent separation? We don't know. You know that unlike in Sri Lankan context, this European in the European culture, these are not legally bound, right? සමහර විට පුතේ ඔය separation එක permanent separation එකක් වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. That's why the poet has separated the stanza into two, right? He went in the rain, went out in the rain. පුතේ සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපි උනත් වහිනවා කියනකොට ඉස්කෝලේට යන්න ඇඳගත්තා උන පොඩ බලමු. යන්න බැරි වෙයිද දන්නේ. We get some kind of shut in feeling when it comes to the rain, when it is raining heavily outside. But this man, without caring any of these things, he goes out. That is just to hurt the wife. He does not want to be with the wife. Put a silent punishment එකක් දීලා තියෙන wife ට. Right? He does not talk with her. එහෙමනේ අපි දන්නවා punishments are vary පුතේ. Physical punishments and mental punishments. In the lumber room, can you remember? The aunt wanted to give Nicholas a mental punishment for putting a frog into his breakfast bowl. Right? That's why she sent all the other children into Jackborough's hands without considering any fact. That's why she was expecting some tears in Nicholas's eyes when the crew leaves. And she hopes to share all the happiness and adventures they have done at the Jagbaro Sands in front of Nicholas, because she wanted to punish him mentally. Right? That's the mental punishment. But here, other than that, even the mental punishment, this silent punishment method is so serious. අම්මා බැන්නට කමක් නෑනේ. හැබැයි අම්මා දවසක් දෙකක් කතා නොකර හිටියම රිදෙනවා. වැඩි. පස්සෙන් යනවා ඉතින්. අනේ අම්මේ බුරු කතා කී යනවා. නැද්ද? That is the way. This silent punishment is so serious පුතේ. ඒක දැනෙනවා. Right? මේ මිනිස්සයා යනවා වැස්සේ. Who knows whether he comes back again? Without a word, without a look. එක වචනයක්. එක බැල්මක් පුතේ මා දිහා නොහෙලා. එක වචනයක් මට කතා නොකර. He went out and I put my head in my hands and wept. Mama mage ඔළුවේ අත් දෙක ගහගෙන ඇඬුවා. So the bottled up feelings of this female character or the person of I has been burst out. අර යනවත් එක්කම පුතේ මෙච්චරලා හංගගෙන හිටපු දුක වේදනාව bottled up sadness කියන එක overflows. That's why she happened to weep. Right? Now, they are the breakfast, the title breakfast putik becomes ironical. Why? So now we know that with having a kind of breakfast, බඩට මොනවා හරි දාගත්තු තැන that fasting period is broken down. But the conflict arised previously has not broken down parallel to the husband's breakfast. එයාගේ fasting meal එකේ fasting period එක break කරාට තේ එක බීලා ඊට සමාන්තරව පුතේ එයා ඇති කරගත්තු මේ දෙන්නගේ communication fasting period එක break උනේ නෑ. So in that way the title becomes ironical. Right? They have just now do you think that the wife is able to eat something or drink something with this mental agony, with this mental stress? Do you feel? No. එයා කන එකක් නැහැ. So just only for the routine work they sat for the breakfast. Right? We can see that no breakfast is taken even. Right? ඇත්තරම කෑමක් කාලා නැහැ. තේක විතරයි බීලා තියෙන්නේ. ඒකත් husband විතරයි, not the wife. Okay, shall we move for the themes? So under the main theme conflict, okay, we have sub-themes here. How silence can be used as violence, giving mental agony. කොහොමද silence කියන දේ? Right? Violent විදිහට use කරන්නේ. Mental agony එකක් දීලා. Agony in the sense sadness, worried, tension. Right? පේනවනේ tension එක කොච්චරද කියලා පෙන්නන්න පුතේ. Ceasing communication in marriage life develops strong stress, frustration, sadness and agony. පුතේ ජීවිතේට උගන්වන්න පාඩම තමයි communication is an art. අපි කරන කතා බහ නිසා තව කෙනෙකුගේ හිත කොච්චර රිදෙනවද? මේක art එක. Especially when it comes to the marriage life. මේ ceasing communication පුතේ cease වෙනවා කියන්නේ stop වෙනවා. මේ communication කියන එක නැවතිච්ච තැන අපිට දෙන්නේ frustration, sadness, agony විතරයි. Right? We happen to experience a serious mental stress, serious or deep tension we feel. So those are the things. Right? Hope you are okay with that. There are a number of techniques, Pute, but they are somewhat deep and unusual. Irony, you know, now I have told you how the title becomes ironical. Right? Symbols, there are several symbols, Pute. Right? You know that graphic form, breaking down of the graphic form is also symbolic to represent their temporary separation. and rings of cigarette. Now ඔයාලා හිතනවාද දරුවනේ husband හරි සැහැල්ලුවෙන් හිටියයි කියලා? No. He is also suffering from deep stress. So that deep stress is suggested through that rings of the smoke, right? And the rain, positive as well as negative, symbolic, right? And ashes කියන එක පුතේ death කියන එක symbolize කරනවා අපි මරණයක අලු කියන එක නේද? එතන මෙතන නම් මේ death of the relationship තමයි symbolize කරන්නේ මේ ash වලින්. Right. Repetition, it is number of times that personal pronoun, possessive pronouns are repeated. I කියන එක එකම තැන repeat වෙනවා. Run on lines, it is completely run on lines තියෙනවා I think නේද? Past tense, it shows a past experience, right? And short clipped sentences, පුතේ මේ short clipped sentences වලින් මොනවාද කියන්නේ? It shows the irregularity, right? Irregularity of this relationship. The relationship is at a breaking point. පුතේ කඩෙන්න ඔන්න මෙන්න තියෙන තැනක්. Possessive use of possessive pronouns and anaphora, you know that. Right. So those are the techniques. Let's move on to this extraction questions. He put the ashes. This is given in the year 2020 paper. He put the ashes in the ashtray without speaking to me, without looking at me. Name, I'm not going to repeat it, you know that. Who is he? He. පුතේ එහෙම අර questions දෙකක් අහලා තිබ්බ තැනකදී ඒව වෙන වෙනම ලියන්න. කම්මැලි වෙන්න එපා. He කියන්නේ කවුද? The husband. Male partner කියන්න පුළුවන්. Narrator's husband කියන්න පුළුවන්. Me කියන්නේ කවුද? කවුද me? The wife, right? The female partner or the speaker. Okay. See, what do you think about their relationship as shown through this section? මොන විදිහේ relationship එකක්ද? දැන් ඔය මොන විදිහේ relationship එකක්ද කිව්වහම පුතේ අපේ දරුවන්ට ඔලුවට ටක් ගාලා එන්නේ husband and wife relationship එක. නමුත් මෙතනදී expect කරන්න ඒක නෙවෙයි. You be cunning somewhat when you are writing the answers පුතේ. So this is I have given according to the marking scheme a restricted relationship, a broken relationship, a distance relationship between the husband and wife is shown here. එතකොට husband and wife කියන එක expect කරත් ඒකත් හරියනවා මෙතන. Distance relationship කියන එකනේ අදහස් කරන්නේ අවංකවම. එතකොට ඔයාලා එක වාක්‍යයකින් ලියලා. You are at safe side. Okay. In 2018, this is the question given. Breakfast is a picturesque description of a family conflict. Picturesque. වර්ණවත්, විචිත්‍රවත්. Description එකක් දීලා. Family conflict එක. Does this sum up the main idea of the poem කියලා අහනවා? There are two parts in the question, පුතේ. I hope that you can understand these questions well. The poem draws pictures of the event. Oh, සිනමාවක ෆිල්ම් එකක වගේ සේරම actions ටික දීලා. And shows a family conflict between two members. මේ දෙන්නගේ නිහඬියාව තුලින් මේ දෙන්න අතර ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙන බව පෙන්නලා. In the poem, the poet brings a picturesque description of a conflict between a man and a woman in a cinematic way. ෆිල්ම් එකක කැමරාවක් අල්ලන් ඉන්නවා වගේනේ පුතේ. He prepared his cup of milk coffee by himself කියලා ඉවර කරන් තිබිච්ච එක නෙවෙයි. Right? The breakfast table, which normally brings the members together, helping and serving each other, is in this poem a scene of a distraction and rejection. එහෙම event එකක් poem එකේ අපිට දෙන්නේ distract වෙලා, reject වෙලා විතරයි. Throughout the poem until the end, just one person's actions and behaviors are pictured. මුළු poem එක පුරාම husband ගේ actions විතරනේ දෙන්නේ. Wife අඬනවා කියන action එක විතරයි අපිට දෙන්නේ. So the other member is invisible or unheard. ඉන්නවද කියලාවත් ගානක් නැතුවනේ තේ එක හැදුවේ. එයා මෙතන බලන් ඉන්නවා කියලා කිසිම emotion එකක් නැතුව තමයි smoke කරේ. So the sad and lonely mood is presented in a picturesque way. So those are the points you can deal with, Pute. with the examples. It's not a verbal conflict, but an emotional conflict. Make an emotional conflict එක. The lack of a reciprocal relationship. With a reciprocal in the sense mutual relationship එකක් නෑනේ මේ දෙන්න අතර. Right? That is highlighted. The use of pronouns he and I depicts the distant. Mama, ohu. Harima ඈතයි පුතේ. They are not so close. Loving, caring, sharing with each other. The title is ironical, although it is titled as breakfast. There's no employment of breakfast, but just faltering and distant relationship. And a serious family conflict is brought out. So organize your answer well, Pute. You should have a very good and very firm and very brief introduction at the introductory paragraph. And then select at least 3 quotations and deal with the family conflict and the picturesque aspect using those quotations. මං කියලා තියෙනවා පුතේ quotation එකක් දුන්නාම quotation එකේ තියෙන දේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ වචනේ ලියන එක නෙවෙයි answering කියන්නේ. With that quotation, you are using the quotation in order to prove the idea given in the question, okay? At least 3 body paragraphs. මගේ මේ අතේ ඇඟිලි ප්‍රමාණයට ලියන්න කියන්නේ. Introduction, body paragraph, at least 3. Some other questions you have to go for 4 or 5, it's okay. But depend on the half an hour time limitation. And there should be a conclusion, right? If I have said it earlier in another video, you can go and watch it, right? How to organize an answer. පුතේ මේක අමාරු දෙයක් නෙවෙයි. You can do it. Surely you can do this if you are with the subject. This is not an alienated work. Of course you can have a good result. That is my hope. Okay, children. Thank you very much. Right? Thank you very much for watching my video. Hope you have gathered something. And please don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel and hit the like button.